We live in a world obsessed with success. We chase titles, wealth, and recognition. But what if we've been chasing shadows? What if true happiness lies not in what we acquire, but in who we become? Society often equates success with a luxurious lifestyle, a prestigious career, and widespread admiration. This constant exposure shapes our perceptions, leading us to believe that happiness is found in external validation and material possessions. However, the pursuit of external success can be a double-edged sword. While achieving our goals can bring temporary satisfaction, it often leaves us feeling empty and longing for more. True fulfillment comes from within, from aligning our actions with our values and living a life of purpose and meaning. Imagine achieving your lifelong dream. You finally reach the pinnacle of success in your field. The initial euphoria is intoxicating. You feel proud, accomplished, and validated. But as time passes, the excitement fades. You start questioning, what's next? This feeling of emptiness is not uncommon. It stems from the misconception that happiness is a destination, a reward for our hard work and achievements. In reality, happiness is not a destination, but a journey. It's not about reaching the peak, but about savoring every step of the climb. True happiness is not about accumulating more, but about appreciating what we have. When we shift our focus from external validation to internal contentment, we break free from the endless cycle of desire and experience a deeper, more sustainable form of happiness. We crave recognition and validation from others. It's a natural human desire to feel accepted and appreciated. But when our happiness hinges solely on external validation, we become prisoners of other people's opinions. Imagine dedicating your life to a career you despise, simply to please your parents or meet societal expectations. You achieve the outward markers of success, but feel a nagging sense of emptiness deep down. This dissonance arises from living a life out of alignment with your true self. Seeking validation from others can lead to people-pleasing, self-doubt, and a constant need for approval. True happiness is an inside-out job. It begins with self-acceptance, self-love, and self-compassion. If external achievements don't hold the key to lasting happiness, then where do we find it? The answer lies within us. True happiness is not something we find, but something we cultivate. It begins with cultivating a deep sense of self-awareness, understanding our values, passions, and aspirations. It's about aligning our actions with our authentic selves and living a life that feels meaningful and purposeful. This inward journey requires introspection, self-reflection, and a willingness to confront our limiting beliefs. True happiness is not about achieving a state of euphoria, but cultivating a deep sense of contentment, peace, and gratitude. It's about finding joy in the ordinary moments and nurturing meaningful connections with ourselves and others. Push start versus self-start, shifting from external to internal motivation. Imagine two cars, one with a push start ignition and the other with a traditional key. The push start car requires an external force to ignite the engine, while the traditional car relies on an internal mechanism. Similarly, our pursuit of happiness can be driven by external factors, like push start, or internal motivation, like self-start. The push start approach to happiness relies on external achievements, material possessions, and validation from others. However, this approach leaves us feeling empty and dependent on external factors for our well-being. The self-start approach, on the other hand, stems from a place of inner peace, self-love, and acceptance. We find joy in the present moment, appreciate the simple things in life, and cultivate meaningful connections. Shifting from a push start to a self-start mindset requires a conscious effort to cultivate inner peace, self-awareness, and gratitude. The paradox of modern comfort. Why more stuff doesn't equal more happiness. We live in an era of unprecedented comfort and convenience. Technology has simplified our lives. Material abundance surrounds us, and instant gratification is at our fingertips. Yet, despite these advancements, rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness are on the rise. This paradox highlights the limitations of material possessions in bringing lasting happiness. The pursuit of material wealth can trap us in a cycle of consumerism. We constantly chase the next shiny object, believing it will finally bring us the happiness we crave. True happiness is not found in accumulating more, but in appreciating what we have. The power of gratitude. Finding joy in the present moment. In our relentless pursuit of happiness, we often overlook the present moment. We dwell on past regrets or future anxieties, missing out on the beauty and simplicity of the here and now. Cultivating gratitude is essential for shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already possess. Gratitude is not merely saying thank you, but cultivating a deep appreciation for the people, experiences, and things that enrich our lives. It's about savoring the simple pleasures, acknowledging the good in our lives, and expressing gratitude for the present moment. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance, fostering a sense of contentment and joy. The more you cultivate gratitude, the more you will notice the abundance of good in your life. Cultivating inner peace. Practical steps to master your internal world. Mastering our internal world is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It requires conscious effort, self-reflection, and a willingness to confront our limiting beliefs. Here are some practical steps to cultivate inner peace and lasting happiness. 1. Practice mindfulness. Engage in activities that ground you in the present moment, such as meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature. The key is to cultivate awareness of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. 2. Challenge negative thoughts. Our thoughts shape our reality. When negative thoughts arise, challenge their validity and reframe them in a more positive light. Remember, you have the power to choose your thoughts and, in turn, your emotions. 3. Cultivate self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a loved one. Embrace your imperfections, forgive your mistakes, and celebrate your strengths. 4. Set healthy boundaries. Learn to say no to commitments that drain your energy or compromise your well-being. The journey inward, embracing the path to lasting fulfillment. The pursuit of happiness is often portrayed as a race towards external achievements and material possessions. However, true happiness is not a destination, but a journey inward. It's about cultivating inner peace, aligning our actions with our values, and finding joy in the present moment. This journey requires us to challenge societal narratives about success and redefine happiness on our own terms. It's about shifting our focus from external validation to internal contentment, from seeking happiness to creating it. The path to lasting fulfillment is paved with self-awareness, gratitude, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. The greatest adventure you will ever embark on is the journey to discover your own soul. Do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.